as a Gmail or a Yahoo or a .military, and they're having emails forwarded and they can see it, but they can't sign it, you may have assigned the signatures to, for instance, the Gmail address, and they're reading it under a Yahoo address or something like that. So this is where you would come in here to this great big Rolodex up here to correct that issue that you might be having with your clients being able to sign from that perspective. And then right here, the next one over is your templates, and the templates section is where it allows you to create your own folders from managing the documents. Now, I will warn you, if you create your own folders and you put documents into them, you can see Tim's folder. I've got some different documents in here. If I autofill any type of information in here, when this form is updated by Rain or updated by the company, your folders will not update with that information. So if you are creating a template within the templates, you need to be on top of your forms, and you need to know that the forms changed and you need to update them. So be very cautious in creating templates within the template, because it will not change the forms automatically. Now, I know there's some property managers on here as well today, so you guys have some different libraries than we have, and I can't show those because of the profile I'm in, but you guys have your libraries, and that goes for you too. If you create your own templates within them, you need to maintain those templates by changing the forms when they come in. So do be aware it works for all of the users. If you're a North Carolina user, same thing. If you're a New Homes user, same thing. All the different libraries have different components to them, so be cautious and cognizant of changing, altering, creating shortcuts for yourself from the long run. All right, that's real quickly just going over those top. Let me jump back over here to the loops. Then up here is your profile. So your profile, and my mind's going to be a little bit convoluted because I'm a master admin. So let's just see if I can get up here to the top. So here's Tim Vohar. Here's my account, and I'm going to click on my account. Over here, get some background noise. Sorry about that. All right, so here is my account. This is what your account will look like. You should have your personal information. This has got my information. It's got what my role is. It's got my email address, my phone number, my signature that I'm using for e-sign, my company, my NERDS number. And if you want to link as a Zillow Premier agent, you can link your account here. You don't have to. It's up to you. Has the address if you're going to put in your address. So just the basic information. Now what you want to do is you want to come to your profiles, and then let me get to the right profile, and Vohar. And when you come into this profile here, let me scroll back up. So here's my profile, here's my office number, here is the broker license number. So those of you that don't have this pre-filled in, this is where you'll put in the broker license number. We all have the same number, 0226 021 073. This is the main brokerage number, so you can all use that same license number. That's what the mortgage company is looking for, and that's why we have that in there primarily, is for them. So you can put that in there. You all will have an office address similar to the 1097, but you will have whatever your appropriate 2-digit ending is. So you can put that in there, so that'll auto-populate and auto-fill. Then this is your RAIN MLS number. If you are in multiple listing services and you're using a different format, you can put that number in here instead. But this is primarily the RAIN number and connected to RAIN for autofilling purposes. This here is your license number. So everybody here should use a 0225. If you have a business entity with a 0226, do not put that in here. That is not the license they're looking for. They want the 0225 number. So always put your 0225 number in here as well. All right, you'll all be connected to Berkshire Hathaway Towne Realty, North Carolina. You will have some North Carolina connections potentially based on the associations that you're working with. Most of you are not, but there's 1 or 2 of you that are. Down here for the company name, this is where you would want to make sure you fill it in, and then add in what office you're with, so that when it shows up in earnest monies and things like that, we know when we do co-broking within the firm that it's held by Norfolk or Lynn Haven or Peninsula or wherever it might be. This is your office address, should be auto-filled. If not, you can type all that in. This down here, all those emails and notifications that you get, these notification settings are the little red numbers, little red boxes that pop up on your forms. So I would leave these so that you know interactions are going on. I wouldn't uncheck any of these because that way when you log in, you are made aware of whatever's happening within your loops. Now, your email, this is where if you're not getting emails, this is where you would say, oh, this isn't checked, or I'm getting too many of these. Let me uncheck it. So that's up to you, but be aware, you uncheck these and you call me and say, Tim, I'm not getting these notifications. This will be where we come, we'll check, and that box is probably unchecked. Emails. So I know there's a couple admins on here, so that's also why I bring that up. Always make sure you hit the save button at the bottom of any screen where you make modifications. If you don't click on the save button, it will not save what you changed. And you always get a little header up here, profile details changed successfully, so it'll always remind you. And then once I start scrolling up, I can close it or it will fade away eventually. All right, don't worry about these. These are all my extra admin profiles, so no worries on there. Now you do have document preferences. If you have a desire to go in there, you can do some different settings for your verbiage when it fills in the different spaces for you. So there's an example of that for you right there, if that's something you're interested in. All right, I'm going to jump back here to my picture, click on that, and my profile, and we got everything set back. And move back over here to the loops. Also on your profile, at the bottom, you'll see here Help Center and Support. So the Help Center has videos, has different tips, tutorials that you can log into on your own, watch if you're looking for anything specific. We also do have some dotloop videos that we have on the YouTube channel, so you can send an email to training at bhhstowne.com. And Kimberly will shoot you the link with the different training videos that we have created that kind of mimic our dotloop in the way we work. If you have questions, you certainly can reach out to dotloop. You can reach out to IT support. It just depends on what the nature of the issue is. If it's some kind of let me know and we'll get it corrected. If it's some kind of connectivity issue, it's probably quicker and easier to reach out to dotloop, since we'll have to forward that request onto them as well. So if it has to do with the specific forms, reach out to us. If it has to do with using it, I would reach out to dotloop at their support number there. All right. You can sign out, but usually a lot of us just leave them in for login purposes. So we click on a button and it will take us to where we want to go. All right, across here under my name, you have the activity log. I'm not going to click on it because it's the activity log of every person. Oh, actually, this is just for me, so I can show this. So this is your activity log, and this shows you where I've been and what I've been doing inside of dotloop over the last few weeks. You can see I'm just doing work inside of loops. All right, so you can always go see what you're doing or where you've been. If you're trying to find a shortcut, I knew I was doing something, but I can't remember. You can do that for yourself. And that is under the activity log. There's also an activity log associated with each individual property. So let me go here to this example. And you'll see there's the activity log button here. And when I click on the activity log, here's all the actions that have happened in this loop. Not much, because it was just a test from the last class we taught. All right, coming back out. Notifications will tell us any action. So in here I have 99 plus notifications of actions that have taken place in my loops. Interactions between myself, interactions with the buyers, sellers, office admin, managers, anything of that magnitude and nature. All right, we'll go across this bar here. You can search by address, by title, by MLS number. If I type in my favorite purchaser, search all loops, and there's all my Mickey Mouse. All these loops have Mickey Mouse somehow associated with them, whether they're Mickey as the name or Mickey as the address. You can search by that. I can type in, I think this one will work. Yep, this one's Mickey's buying this property or selling this property. So you can type it by the address as well. You have filters, and you can turn your filters on and off. They're over here. You can sort by them if you use them. I'm not going to go through filters too much, but you can limit what you're seeing through your filters. And then you have your creation date if you're looking for something by creation date, or you can also change over here to the formatting into a grid view. So it looks like this, or you can do a list view like we were at, or you can go to the compact view, which tightens them up even more. So you can look at it this way. So any number of ways you can set that up. Any one which way is fine. It's why they're there. Different options for different people and different choices. So those are the basic buttons with dotloop. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start with adding a loop for you guys, starting at the beginning. So this is whether you're starting as a listing or as a purchase. You'll click on Add Loop, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sell 312 West 21st Street, and you'll see it's starting to auto-populate all the different choices. We're looking for Norfolk, so I still don't see that yet. So we'll just go ahead and put a little bit more information. And there's the Norfolk, Virginia, USA. Now it says Google Maps. If there is a listing for sale, or for the property managers, a property that's already there, what you're looking for would be connecting to rain, because if you're clicking on the one that's connected to rain, it will start to auto-populate, auto-fill some of that information into the system that you're looking for. Bedrooms, bathrooms, owners' names, it'll start to auto-populate. If you choose Google Maps, it's going to be blank and start from scratch. Now, if you're starting a listing, I strongly encourage you to choose the Google Maps version. Do not choose someone else's listing. You don't want to do that. And if you choose someone's listing to start a sales contract, the other person will not know what you're doing inside of dotloop. All right, they won't see your forms, they won't see your client's forms or information, unless you specifically share it to them, which I'm going to show you here in a few minutes as we go through the process. All right, so I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click on continue, and then we'll do this as a listing. And we have listed as listing residential standard loop set up. If it is a lead-based paint, this one just has lead-based paint documents, has all the same remaining forms. Listing condominium is the same forms as the standard, except it adds the condo and POA docs. It does not have lead, and there is not a lead condo POA. So if you have a lead paint property that also is a condo POA, then you'll have to add one of those documents to those loops. We also have a short sale loop there. There's the basic sales contract loop. If you scroll down, you'll see that there is a HUD contract, a short sale contract, sales contract short sale, sales contract new construction, sales contract vacant land, depending upon which office you are in. So there's just some different templating in there for the offices. We're just going to stick with the residential standard loop in this example. Clicking on that, clicking continue. If you do have a photo and you want to upload the photo, this is the only place where you can choose to upload a photo. Everything else has to be PDF. So you could go in there and put a photo in there if you wanted to. I typically don't do it. You're certainly welcome to at any time though you like. Click on done. And here comes our loop. So now I can create another loop. I can view the loop. I can go back to my loops. I can enter some of these shortcuts. I'm just going to click on the view loop. And here we have the address with a listing for sale, selecting the loop status, viewing the details. This will be where our notifications are. This is where any notes between the admin might be, or where you can submit notes to the admin or the manager interacting within dotloop. Let me be cautious or caution you when you are clicking on notes. You want to add a new note. These people over here will become the users that are part or have access to. You can see there's a great number of people in here. If you start a new note inside of an actual form, you will send that note to every one of these people over here when they show up. So be careful what you're saying and who you're sending, because everyone will see if you're talking bad about Tim. All right. All right. So we have listing for sale. At this point, there's nothing going on, but if we have pre-listing, we can certainly do that. but you always want to make it an active listing at some point. That way you can interact with other agents who might be writing contracts on there. They can see that loop and they can then interact with your loop, minimizing the uploading and downloading of PDFs and using hard copy type accounting purpose format signatures. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank there for a second. All right, so you can make that active listing. You will have up here your activity log. If this was a buyer and you're looking for the earnest money, as most of you have now been through the earnest money, here send the earnest request. You have the easy offer button, which is more of an advanced, which we'll go over probably next month in that session, and then submit for review when you want the admin to take a look at this. And this is also the manager and the admin, think of that as one person. So if you hit submit for review, the manager will see and be notified that they can see that as well. All right, scrolling down here, we have our listing documents. You have an add a document if you need to add a document to this form. So let's say that you realize this was a lead-based paint and you did not start it as a lead-based paint one. So you can click on add document, come to templates, go to the all BHHS Towne and Rain documents, click on that. Come on, there we go. And then we'll go over here and we'll type in lead. All right, we don't want the VAR form with the rain lead-based paint form. We grab that, click copy, click OK. And there we've added that rain lead-based paint form to our disclosures or to our package here. So we can click on the add document, make those three little windows disappear. If you are doing a listing and you have some invoices or some receipts that you need to store, you don't necessarily want to put them in the listing documents. You don't need the admin or the manager to interact with them, but you want to keep them, catalog them. You can click on here, add folder, take out the word new, invoices, spell invoices folder. There's your invoices folder, and then you can go to browse and then grab the PDF, whatever your PDF is of your invoice, and drag them in or drop them in. You can also grab this folder and say, let me move this down, and simply slide that down and put that more towards the bottom of it so that it's not necessarily at the top of your folders. You have your inspection report folder, so you can put your inspection report there and not overburden the staff with having to review home inspection reports, which they don't really need to see or process. All right, so let me just close this one so you can kind of see that overall. The little purple, it's closed, so that folder, there's folder documents there. You can see that. If I click on it, it would open. It's like a light switch, open and close. Then it's open, there's no documents in it. Same with these here. All right, so these are your folders. This is how you can add a folder. This is how you can add a document. All right, scrolling down, you have service providers. So you should have a button that says mortgage. This will connect directly with your lender for your office. This will connect directly with Virginia Home Title and Settlement, bringing them into the system if you're working with them to process the loan or for closing purposes. So quick shortcuts for you there. You'll then see who the people are that are part of this loop. At this point, it's the admin for the company, that's automatic. Admin for the office, it's automatic. You, automatic. As you add buyers, sellers, or vendors, they will start to load up in this part of the contract or part of the format here. Adding tasks, simply come over here, click on load template, and I can do Tim's, I don't know that I have Tim's listing task list, click add, and there's my listing task list. Now I can move that to the top if I want to always see what my tasks are at the front. So at the top, you can see I have tasks and my documents have moved to the second position. Those of you that have teams, you may want to have your team members that are doing work for you have the tasks at the top so that they're seeing those fresh, not having to scroll through. I can also move to the bottom here. All right, that is a general overview of a loop and the information that is inside of the loop.